Get away, know what I say? She can't control, she don't know what to do.
She's gotta go. Bye. I know that you love this flow. We just chillin', we just villains. We just chillin', we some villains.
I leveled up, get the ammo and I stick it up. I grab shots on the top of shots, I bust the clip and I let it dip. I make it poop, make it explode. Touch your toes, hit your nose. Can you touch your toes? Simon telling you what to do. Follow my commando, hit in the bando, trap in the bando, not like a Rambo. Rocky, Sylvester, Solo. I'm telling you, I get this money even on my own.
On his own.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port. I am your host, Brian Barnaby, and Tony is back in town. What's going on, Tony?
Feeling great, baby. Feeling great.
I wish I was feeling great. And as always, our super producer, Mike, what's going on, bro?
Hello, world.
And, of course, we'll have Grasso in here in a little bit to talk some NBA. And we will start in the world of Major League Baseball.
Giving chase is Judge, and he dives into the stand.
DeGrom begins the season with an overpowering strikeout of Ronald Acuna.
The wall is gone! Three-run home run! What's going on here? I love it. He drives one to the moon. High, deep, and very gone.
Yeah, so those were some great baseball highlights. And, you know, I wish the Yankees were giving us some great baseball highlights. But, I mean, the caption there says it all. I am tight. We talked about how important of a series this would be for the Yankees this weekend, and they just fall flat on their face once again, swept by the Rays. And, once again, the bats are just dead. They get outscored 18-7. And then, just to top everything off, yesterday you have Cole on the mound. So you just figure, okay, Cole is on the mound. He's not going to give up a lot of runs. We could just score a couple and win. No, we can't. Yeah. They lose 4-2. And this is after he goes 6 1/3, 5 hits, 2 earned, 10 Ks. I mean, that's all you could ask for him. But at the plate, they go 3 for 30. 10 Ks, 8 left on base. And then you just look overall numbers on this season. 5 starters hitting under 200. 3 players on the team, a whole 3 are hitting above 250. They're 5-10. That's their worst start since 1997. They're last in the AL East. They have the lowest OPS in the majors at 646 as a team. And then on top of it, so that's great. Okay, that's great. And then they're off again. What is this, their 10th off day? So we're less than 10% of the season in, but it couldn't have got off to a worse start. I mean, you could say, they could have went 3-12. No, they couldn't have. I mean, you couldn't even try to get off to a worse start. And it's just there's nothing good to say. There's nothing good to say, and there's no exact reason why. So it's just very, very frustrating. And there's more to this. But before I get into that, I just kind of like your overall thoughts, Tony, just as an outside perspective, not a fan, just an observer of the game. I mean, what the heck is going on?
I mean, dude, I couldn't have said it better myself, honestly. I mean, there's nothing good to talk about on top of their lack of offense. I mean, yesterday their defense was so shoddy, I feel. You had Hicks bobbling balls in the outfield. Mm-hmm. You had that play where Frazier just threw it to absolutely no one.
Just throw it somewhere.
Throw it somewhere generally towards
eventually.
The mound. I don't know what is going on. I mean, bro, like you said it right here. Are they the Mets? I think they're the new Mets, dude.
Yeah, no, the Cole wasting a game.
Wasting a cold start? Like, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah, especially when you need it most.
Exactly.
I hate to say this, dude, but what if there's a 100-year curse on the Yankees and now the Sox are going to be the more dominant AL team for the next 100 years?
Let's not get carried away. But I think I would like to see some things done differently. And like, I know it's not going to happen right now, but one person that I'm sick of, and we've talked about this before,
I already know,
is Cashman.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm just tired of it. And I get the track record. Who are you going to replace him with? But what have you done for me lately? And the whole thing is, but when he first started, okay, let's say he started as the general manager in 2001, okay? And he wins a whole one World Series in 20 years. Would he still be working for the Yankees as a general manager?
I don't think so.
So why do we care about what he did 20 years ago? I mean, it's just like insane. And it's just like, no, he's our guy. And I don't know. I just don't like the strategy. And it's like right now, you need a spark. Let's get Debbie Garcia to start a game. Let's bring Jason Dominguez up from the minor leagues. He's 19 years old.
Yeah.
He's 5-star.
Yeah.
Hicks looks like he's dead.
dude. Why are they playing Hicks all the time, dude? What does he have over Boone?
It's just like, like this whole formula they got going on, and the way they do the lineup, the way that, Boone, he's already backing Boone, and he had a press conference today. We had a press conference, 12:30 press conference, and he's like, well, not the start we wanted. This stretch happens. It just happened to be how we started the season. I don't care. That doesn't do anything for me. You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm just sick of it. And you just have to question, would they be in a better position if they had someone else as their general manager?
I mean, I don't see how they couldn't be. I mean, that press conference was honestly comical, bro.
Yeah.
Like he offered.
I've always hated his voice.
Dude, he offered like no sense of like, here's our plan.
Right.
It's just like, we trust our players. We trust our organization. Like, we just got to trust the process right now.
Right.
But it's like, obviously it's not working. Like, what type of solution are you going to like give the
Barnes,
fans
I want to ask you a
Like,
question.
nothing.
I asked Matt yesterday, since you guys are probably the two biggest Yankees fans I know.
Yeah.
And what I just don't get why the Yankees, I'd say probably for the past 10 years, haven't focused on pitching. Like, why do we just always, like, when we had Judge go off, why was Cashman's idea, let's get Stanton?
Yeah, I guess it's just the fact of, we know we're going to score so much. We could get some decent pitching. We'll be okay. But the problem is, obviously, this year the scoring is not working. And then second of all, which is a fault of my own, I think that they were too comfortable with Tyone and Kluber being the big additions, and they just haven't been. And like I said, I'm still gonna say I believe in Tyone, but Kluber looks awful. And I just want to see what is the reason. What is are we really worried about service time? Is that why Garcia and Dominguez aren't in the majors right now?
I mean, I guess that's the only reason I could think of. Why else?
What's service
Why
time
else,
like?
dude?
They have to pay their due diligence in the minors, basically.
And it's once it gets to the majors, is it 6 full seasons?
Yeah,
they get a team control, and then after that they can become a free agent. But if we wait and then we bring them up at the end of the year, then they don't get a full season. So then they are free agents.
Oh my God,
semantics.
You need them.
And then a big part of this too, I have to say, is the one thing I'm not, I know I'm blaming a lot of this on Cashman, but one thing I don't know is how much of this is actually Hal Steinbrenner.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's not his father.
Because exactly. It's so many things, and me and Matt have talked about it. It's like George wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Boone would have been gone.
Yeah, total. No, dude, already.
Right.
He would have been gone already,
He
bro.
really would have been gone already.
You know that? Dude,
Yeah.
George Steinbrenner ran that ship like a military, like Chuck ran the Marines.
Right.
Yeah, dude.
Right?
Yeah.
Now they're just like not spending money. When they do spend money, it's on the wrong guys. It's like And you're telling me Joe Girardi couldn't have done this?
Oh my God.
You're telling me Joe Girardi couldn't have gone these past 3? This would be the 4th season under Boone?
And of course, I always reference this show, Mad Dog Unleashed. He talked about it when they let him go. He thought the biggest thing was contractually, because I think he was making $5 million a season or whatever. He's due to make $7. They don't want to pay it.
Yeah.
What? It's worth like a few $1 million to just suck every year? Like that's what we're doing? So it's just so many different things, and I just would like to see them do something that's going to spark the team. I mean, and then on top of all this, I mean, they're probably better off. He's probably just done anyway, but Bruce just retired.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, no, I was like, when it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
This is my last game. I'm out.
Yeah.
He obviously has
knows.
no confidence.
Dude, he knows.
No confidence.
He knows it's over.
Right. But it's over for him. But I just, I do think it's very contagious, like the attitude, and you're just seeing all the guys down. I'm sure that doesn't help.
Sam Radding,
plate.
Miss Joe and Didi.
Yeah, no, that's a Cashman thing that doesn't get talked about enough.
Oof.
Why let him go?
A lefty.
It's a 1-year deal. Why? You rather have Gardner on the team?
Yes, Barnes. They'd rather have Gardner.
God.
Which is hilarious.
And that's analytics finest. He's declining it short. He's not as good of a hitter as he used to. Maybe he was coming back from an injury and you gave him a half of the season to prove himself. I mean, I just don't understand it. And I guess there's no specific reason for why all these talented guys that nobody can hit, that they're the worst hitting team in the league. There's no specific reason. But I do think a big part of it, and I know you could kind of tell this, is last year and the year before, DJ LeMahieu was a godsend, really carrying the team. And every single time they need a big hit, he's there.
Right.
And he's not doing terrible, but he's not being that guy that's almost an MVP.
Right, exactly.
And I think that's what kills it.
Right. And we talked about it before in the show, the whole trickle down effect. Right. Like, if he's out there, if he's raking, like, it's going to bring everyone up, dude. And then people are going to be positive. People are going to get those hits. But that's just not exactly happening right now.
Right.
And on top of that, they are making mistakes. So it's like all that's kind of compounding itself. And
right. And then I think, of course, it's only 15 games. But I think another thing with these hitters, because it's not just about this stretch. It's about what they've shown in the postseason in the last couple of years, and just at certain times throughout the season is they refuse to change the approach at the plate. I think that's a big part of it. Who's really going for contact besides LeMahieu?
No one. Everyone's looking for those big home run hits, and that's all they care about, it seems. So it's like what does that do? I mean, when you're down by 4 runs, you hit a solo home run, like
And I feel like Stanton, he hit a couple homers over the weekend, but
did nothing.
I guess yesterday early in the game, but the other one, they were down by 6 when he hit it. It's like, great, dude. You're going to drop the bat and look at it. So it's just an inability to hit in the clutch. And I mean, there's just so much talent there. You would think, they'll be able to straighten it out, but I still want that spark, and I still want, who cares if Hicks is 5 years, $50 million left in his deal? Put him on notice. Tell him, I don't care. I'd rather pay you to play somewhere else if you're going to be this bad and not hit you third in the lineup.
Yeah.
So
they got no balls, dude.
Yeah.
The Yankees just seem like they have nothing.
Yeah.
Tail between their legs.
And it's just like it seems like it's the same thing every time. Start out in a hole, then we're pressing even more than we're already pressing, and then it's just. Once they're behind, forget about it. Three runs, down 3 runs early, forget about it.
Oh.
I mean, that's pathetic. I mean, it's just, I don't know if since I've been a fan that I've seen him hit this bad. And this is when Vernon Wells and Lyle Overbay were playing for them. I swear to God.
Dude, no, you're totally right. I don't think I've seen it in my lifetime, in our lifetime for sure. Like you said, what is the worst start since 97, you said, right?
Yeah, since 97. And, it's just, so, I mean, you got the off day today, and, they have the 2 games set against Atlanta. But, boy, even though Atlanta's only 7-9, I'm nervous about this because they have a lot of hitters.
Yeah, they do.
And I just think, Cole's not going to start either of these games.
Right.
So how and then they're pitching. Charlie Morton's going to start the game tomorrow. He's pitched great against the Yankees in the past. I'm just seeing 6 or 7 innings, 12 Ks, and like 2 hits through the 7 innings. I hate to say it, but it screams it. It really screams it. And they still haven't announced, I just checked now their starters, so I don't know what the plan is. Maybe, I swear to God, if they try to pull some shit and it's Chad Green is going to open up and then we're going to have Debbie be the bulk guy, I swear to God, I don't know what I'm going to do. So
we're going to have to call Barnes, make sure he's okay.
Yeah,
I hope we have some updates on this pitching information before the show ends. If we do, we'll bring it to you. If not, obviously, we will talk about it tomorrow. But 2 games set, still at home, against Atlanta.
Barnes, some optimism from Sam.
98, but we run that year.
Won that
That's
year.
true. That's true. It's just like, but I guess it's just more you just don't get it. It just this bad. You know what I mean? They could have this record, but what if they were just not pitching well? The bullpen was going in.
If they
You
were
would feel so much better.
God, dude, really. And dude, Atlanta, like you were saying, it might be trouble. They just scored 13 runs last night against the Cubs.
Against
dude.
the Cubs. So you look at this,
The Yankees scored 13 runs all season.
and then you look at it. So they got the 2-game set at home against Atlanta, and then it's 4 in Cleveland, 4 in Baltimore. Obviously, Baltimore, you feel good, but who even knows at this point? You might lose 3 out of 4 in Baltimore. The way this is going, obviously, hopefully not. But then after that, you're home to Detroit, and then Houston comes it down. You think that would really get the blood flowing, the guys motivated. So, he is right. Obviously Cole's not trash, but the other guys, I think Montgomery will be okay. But Montgomery for a championship team is probably a 4-starter. So it's like him is the number 2. I mean, hopefully Tyone, establishes himself as a 3-starter, and then give Devi his due and have him be that guy. And then we know Severino should be coming back. Right. Who knows? Isn't Devi, he might have some other injury.
Isn't Devi like people compare him to I know I was just talking about him, Pedro?
Yeah, he's been working with Pedro.
Yeah, he has been.
Yeah. So
I know.
Dude, they robbed him of his start
here. Yeah, I know, right?
I just don't like the hesitancy to bring these young guys up, and they have 3 or 4 catchers in their top 20 prospects in the minors. How about maybe bring one of those guys up?
Why not?
I mean, Austin Wells, the first rounder a couple years ago. I'd love to see it.
And at this point, even if you bring those guys up, doesn't work out, you're making moves, man.
Yeah.
Like you're trying different things, you're shaking things up. Like people are going to see that you're trying, Instead, they're just kind of sitting on what they've been doing, which obviously has not been working. And I tell you, dude, by the time they're coming up to us, right, at Yankee Stadium, dude, if they lose against Houston, like
get swept,
dude, they're gonna be riots,
booed off.
Dude, you saw Yankee fans throwing baseballs at Tampa Bay's outfield when they were losing, dude. Like people are gonna riot.
Yeah. So I mean, it really is not good. And
I can see a fight.
The thing that I hate too. So with Bruce retiring, there's an open roster spot. They're not going to announce it until tomorrow, but I guarantee it's going to be like Derek Dietrich, Tyler Wade, or Mike Ford coming up. No buzz. There's no buzz bringing those guys,
dude.
I guess honestly, I would like to see them bring up Dietrich just because he can play multiple positions, has some power. Who knows? I think he's either a lefty or a switch hitter. Obviously, they need it from the left side, but so I just, it's just tough. And the thing that makes this so much worse is what they've done to me the last 5 years. It's just right there. Let's just collapse late. And especially 2017 should have been their year and 2019 should have been their year. And they weren't even close. They haven't played a World Series game in 12 years. I mean, I feel like I don't even remember them being in a World Series. That's how long it's been.
Being a Mets fan.
And it's just so tough.
True.
Because growing up, they were there every year, and they were very close to winning 4 in a row. And it's just, it's just like you wait for this all off season and to just completely lay an egg like this. It really stings, and it's so hard not to be down Trout. Honestly, just about it. And of course, there's some, you got your other sports and stuff, but I mean, this is me. It's the Yankees. It's my favorite team by far. So it's just really discouraging to see this. So hopefully this is rock bottom and it's all uphill from here. Yeah. But in the next 15 games, at the very, 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 very minimum, you really need to go 10-5.
You have to.
I mean, at least just get back to 500 and then you restart, you go. And
for Barnes' sake, 10-5.
Yes, please.
For Barnes' health. Yeah. Like, I'm actually getting worried.
Yeah, I think I am too, honestly. But hey, enough about me. We'll get on to Tony, like we've been talking about.
Let's go.
He has been buzzing. He's still buzzing,
here, baby.
And the Mets are playing like they're the New York Yankees.
They're playing like the Mets. Come on, dude.
They've just been on a roll. They win 2 out of 3 over the weekend, 5 of 6 overall. Great pitching by Stroman and DeGrom, and I'll leave it there. Give it to me, Tony. I want to hear the analysis.
All right, so I mean, dude, Stroman and DeGrom have been lights out. Stroman, I think he pitched 8 innings yesterday. I think he might have hit 100 pitches, maybe 101 he was at. He was, I mean, we know he's a contact pitcher, dude. He was like just steamrolling through innings, dude. I think he had maybe 60 pitches in like the 7th inning or something like that. Like had a couple longer innings naturally, you know, it was late in the game, whatever. The bullpen has been great. Diaz, when DeGrom started, 3 strikeouts in the 7th, dude. That was unbelievable, bro. And on top of that, we have bats now. I think Conforto had 2 multi-hit games this weekend, dude. Alonso was hitting. Everyone was hitting, bro. It was phenomenal. We're playing like a real team, dude. We're playing like a real team. And Colorado, honestly, I mean, they're not terrible. Like, they don't really have hitters, but regardless, dude, we destroyed them, bro. Even though we lost 1 game, but whatever. Dude. 1 game we had no hits. That's fine. Whatever. I'll take 2 out of 3.
It happens.
Like, dude, 2 out of 3, I'll take that any day of the week, bro.
And I mean, talk about DeGrom's performance. Besides the fact that he goes 6 innings, no earned, 1 walk, 14 Ks, but to strike out 9 straight guys just alone,
guys.
but to do it in Coors Field, has anybody ever done that?
I don't know. I don't think so,
how
dude.
could you?
No, dude. And you can, dude, his first inning, he was a little tough. You can tell the cold weather definitely played a factor. It took him a little while to start warming up. I think his first 3 batters, his fastball wasn't getting over 95.
Right.
And then second inning, boom, bro, 101, 100, and they couldn't touch him, dude. It was phenomenal. I mean, that's the start you want out of DeGrom. It's literally.
And it wasn't wasted.
It was not wasted, bro. Almost wasted. I was a little worried with Diaz coming in the 7th, but he struck out 3 batters, dude. Like that's like what a closer, bro. Yeah. Honestly.
And then Stroman, like you were saying, pitches the contact, but that actually plays to his advantage because he can go deeper into games, not going full count, going for the strike.
Exactly. I think he maybe had 4 batters that he had, full count.
Counts with.
Like that's awesome, bro. He was phenomenal, dude, and you could see it in his eyes. He was hyped.
Yeah. So I mean, you can't ask for any more. How about Nimmo hitting 447?
Unbelievable, bro. What a leadoff hitter. It's exactly what you want.
Yeah,
it's exactly what you want to set the tone, for the rest of the lineup,
wait till McNeil starts earning his job as a number 2 hitter, or whatever, wherever you want to put him. I guess they would like Lindor and second, right? So, you got to give it to the Mets. I mean, they've played great, and again, off today. They need another off day. They haven't got enough.
Of course, bro. I know, dude, and it's funny because they're going to be in Chicago now against the Cubs.
Snow day.
Snow's in the forecast, bro. So we'll see what happens. Maybe they'll have to postpone a game and then a doubleheader, like they did with Colorado. But I mean, it clearly worked out for us. So, I mean, dude, yesterday we won in such a dramatic fashion too, picking off. I don't even know who, but McCann threw a dart to second base.
You like what you see out of McCann?
Oh my God, dude! Of course, bro. Yeah. That was probably his. I would say that's the first time he kind of really proved himself behind the play as a defensive catcher. Right. I mean, dude, that you could not have asked for a more perfect throw, dude. I don't even it was amazing, dude. Lindor was right there, phenomenal catch. And honestly, yesterday I was a little worried with Diaz because I think he struck out 2, and then he let up a hit and. I was a little worried right there because obviously tying runs on the plate. I saw this before. But dude, McCann just lights out defense. What?
Not you.
Oh, well, you're waving at me.
Not you. I know it's not. I wasn't looking at you.
All right.
Continue. I was waving across.
Oh, no. I thought you were going to make a point.
Yeah.
No, I love it.
Whatever. No, honestly, it was one of the most entertaining games I've watched all season, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean that's it's always nice to win, those type of games, of course. And looking at this series coming up, Wrigley Field, of course, always a tough place to play.
Yes.
But you like their chances here because of the momentum, of course, by the way they've been playing. But also, I mean, I think like each pitching matchup, they have really a decisive advantage.
I think so too. I mean, Walker has been great all season with I think he has 3 starts already, right? Peterson came out heavy on his second start. Exactly, dude. And then you have DeGrom to finish it off.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus.
With that off day. So that helps him out there.
I know.
And then on the other side of things, I mean, what the Cubs are throwing out. Arrieta has been done for 5 years.
Yeah, dude. Not
great
worried.
for that 2-year stretch with the Cubs. His first stint around.
Right, but
terrible now.
At this point.
Zach Davies, I mean, he's been mediocre for 10 years at this point. And then Trevor Williams. I mean, even the Yankees should be able to hit Trevor Williams. Maybe not. Maybe we're getting too ahead of ourselves.
I mean, the only thing I can think of that the Cubs have hitters. Rizzo is good.
Right.
You have Baez as well.
Right.
Jock Peterson has been doing all right as well. So, but even with that, dude, I mean, I don't see why we can't take these 3 games.
But the Cubs, in a sense, almost remind me of the Yankees with the hitting. Like, there's been something like those guys haven't been the same the last couple of years.
No,
where
definitely not.
Their peak, around the World Series title.
I was gonna say since the World Series, they really haven't been doing well
Where's
at
Bryant
all.
at?
Who?
Chris Bryant.
Oh, he's on the Cubs still.
But Chris Bryant was a guy that you thought would be like rivaling Mike Trout, the best player in the league.
He's not.
Is he even top 60?
No, I wouldn't say so at all. I mean, but still, you never know. I mean, I think Rizzo had 2 home runs yesterday. I mean, they still lost 13-4 anyway. But
those guys, I would have thought by now would have had like a 40 or 50 home run season. Just because that swing, I love the swing.
He's such a great player, honestly. But I guess I don't know, man. There's something about those Cubs, some type of curse. I don't know.
Honestly, I was just gonna say, at least they got one.
Exactly,
and they're legends forever in sports history.
Right.
Yeah. And I would say too, I love their ballpark.
Such a couple games there. The grass over there.
Yeah.
The vines. I mean, I love it,
dude.
No, and you guys would really enjoyed the Billy Joel concert there.
Wow.
Talk about hype.
Wow,
Buzz. Want to talk Buzz? Oh my God. That was something.
You were there at Wrigley Field for a Billy Joel concert.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I want to say 6 years ago now.
Wow. Were you on the field or?
No. I was up. But you could see you don't have a bad seat in the house in Wrigley. And then watching the baseball there and just the whole neighborhood around. Definitely my favorite park, other than Yankee Stadium, of course. So I love going though to different ballparks, different arenas, different stadiums. I haven't checked enough off on my list. Of course, as the years go on, I'll get to more. But I'm guessing for you too, sport-wise, I mean, if you're like going to different stadiums, arenas, and stuff. You would you love just like going to like different baseball stadiums over any other.
Dude. Yeah, over any other arena.
Baltimore has a great baseball stadium too.
Yes.
The look of it is beautiful.
And even this like different stadiums, they're different sizes. Like there's totally different feels to every stadium. I feel, at least in baseball anyway. And I would say it's definitely the more entertaining route. If you go to different hockey arenas, like you just.
It's just a shame, just logistically, because I would like, to kind of do like a road trip, go to different stadiums. But it's like, think about it in the area. I mean, it's Baltimore and Philadelphia. Right. What else is really, you could drive anywhere, but it's like that's in a reasonable amount of distance.
Area. Yeah, we have really nothing else, dude.
But I mean, you could go a West Coast trip. I mean, that would be awesome. I would love to do that. And I've never seen a game live there, but I've gone around and walked. Actually, I was able to go in the stadium. There was just nothing going on, so they let you just walk around Petco Park. Loved going there, and I can't wait till you get a full capacity there. Now that the team's finally good,
hell yeah, dude!
That's a great stadium, and the neighborhood around it. I mean, it's just it's like even almost better than Wrigley, just because everything's like modern, and you have a park in center field where you could sit and watch the game. You have all your local restaurants and bars. I mean, really a great place. And then you're in San Diego, California. I mean, what else can you ask for?
Maybe one spring season, we can head down to Dunedin.
And then speaking of the Padres, they did play the Dodgers this weekend. Big series. Dodgers have gone to this hot start. Padres, not as good, but they're a couple of games over. I mean, believe me, I would love to be having the Padres situation of being a Yankee fan, but Dodgers take 2 out of 3. Trevor Bauer has really followed up, his Cy Young campaign. Last year, he goes 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned, 1 walk, 7 Ks, and the no decision loss yesterday. But you look at his numbers this season: 2-0, 2.42 ERA, 26 innings pitched, 10 hits, 6 walks, 36 Ks. I mean, what else could you ask for $40 million a year?
Oh my God. Yeah, he's off to a great start, dude.
Yeah. So that should help out, pitching, we know all their pitchers, but Cody Bellinger, small fracture in that leg, no timetable for the
That's
return.
Tough, dude.
Yeah, he's had some tough injuries.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's interesting. I don't even know how he would have gotten injured. I don't think I've seen him get hit by a ball or anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he got injured celebrating in the NLCS, so you never know what can happen. But really impressed by what the Dodgers have done. And, today, we got a few games, a lot of teams off, but we did have the Red Sox Patriots Day game, and they did win 11-4. I mean, it's just amazing what they've done after, getting swept by the Orioles, and now they're in first place in the AL East. Don't think it's sustainable. And it kind of begs the question, Cora's back in town. Where are the cameras? What are you doing? So,
yeah, right. Wow, dude. Barnes is throwing around accusations right now.
Smaller slate today. Some other games. They did have the so we got Giants, Phillies, 7:05, Cardinals, Nationals. That should be a good game. Jack Flaherty, he's looking to bounce back. His ERA is over 4 this year. Joe Rosh. Then you got Rays, Royals, Rangers, Angels, and then later tonight, Dodgers, Mariners, Brewers, Padres, and then the Twins, Athletics. That was postponed. But I'm interested to see Dodgers, Mariners. You got Dustin May, and you got Justice Sheffield, a former Yankee farmhand, and kind of interesting. He had some good starts last year, but he's just very inconsistent. I'm just interested to see, is he going to be a quality major league starting pitcher?
I'm sure that would kind of piss you off a little bit if he was.
Yeah. I know it's funny. Me and my friends always would joke, he's going to get Tommy John any day now.
That's terrible.
But obviously that was a bust of all busts,
right?
That trade, for Paxton. But I think the reason why they let him go, actually, there's just always been concerns command wise, if he can consistently be, and then he's got the smaller frame,
right?
So I mean, what do you think, honestly, from what you've seen?
From what I've seen,
limited, of course. But.
I think he's like a career 5 ERA.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's very inconsistent. He'll have some good outings, and then he'll have terrible ones. So it's like, how much confidence would you really have in him? So yeah, I don't know. I don't see it, especially at this point in an organization like Seattle.
Yeah.
Especially now tonight going up against a team like the Dodgers.
Yeah.
I would think, gives up 4 runs tonight. Maybe he pitches 5 innings.
Yeah. And Dustin May, you think would have no trouble with
the
Mariners lineup, but same time, got to give it to the Mariners. They've got off to a great start this year. Coming into the game at 10-6.
First in the West right now.
Yeah. So that's all you could ask for there. So be interested to see how it plays out. But definitely some surprises here early in the baseball season.
And one more baseball news.
Yep.
Uh-oh. Is this breaking news?
No.
Oh.
But Al Leiter's son is projected to be the number 1 overall pick.
Vandy?
What is it?
Jack. But Vanderbilt. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah, he's from.
The pitcher.
And the Yankees actually drafted him a year or two ago, 20th round.
Really?
He wouldn't. He wanted to pitch in college, so supposed to be a great pitcher.
Yeah, supposed to be better than his father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
he had his run with the Mets, but on the Yankees, it was like, what are we doing?
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, but I think Al now is
He's MLB
Network.
He used to be a Yankee broadcaster,
right?
But he's full time with MLB.
I believe now he's somewhere in the scouting department from the Mets.
Oh, he is. Okay.
So I would think maybe his son, he's got an in.
They're gonna have to get the first overall pick, though.
It doesn't matter, dude.
Yeah, it does.
He'll get it.
Yeah, okay.
He'll get it somehow.
That means they're gonna lose.
No, shut up, dude.
No, and isn't it already determined from last year? So
yeah, it is.
But
it doesn't matter, dude.
Is it Orioles?
Oh, I don't know.
Or Pirates, maybe.
Oh.
I want to say it's the Pirates. It's got to be the Pirates, right?
Yeah, you would think. So, they could
really use him. But, I don't know.
But
they could use him so much you both agreed on it.
But, we'll see what happens. And I just
That's
hope,
so far-fetched, Mike.
As we have our baseball segment next show that, there's some more positive news. Yankees make some good moves. We'll see, though.
I don't know, bud.
Hey, for as somber as it is for me, I think this was a great baseball segment as always.
As always.
We'll take a quick break and get on to the NBA.
Let's do it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She got away. You know what I'm saying? She can't choke. She don't know what to do.
She's gotta go. Bye. I know that you love this flow. We just chillin', we just villains. We just chillin', we some villains.
I leveled up, get the ammo and I stuck it up. I grab shots on the top of shots. I bust the clip and I let it dip. I make it poop, make it explode. Touch your toes, hit your nose. Can you touch your toes? Simon telling you what to do. Follow my commando. Hit in the bando. Trap in the bando. Not like a Rambo. Rocky, Sylvester Solo. I'm telling you, I get this money.
And we're back. What's up, Grasso?
Lawrence, how are you?
Have a good weekend?
I know how you are. You just heard it.
Yeah, probably had a better weekend than me. But
I had a great weekend.
Nice now that we can, move to a different sport, get my mind off the Yankees. So we're gonna go into the world of the National Basketball Association.
LeBron James at the buzzer. He banks in the three, and the Lakers win the game.
So, we had an interesting day in the NBA yesterday. But before we actually get into that, this is something I just wanted to kind of get an organic response here. So this wasn't in any of our notes or anything. So
Here we go.
I'll start with something that I know at least Mike will like, and we'll say you got to take the good with the bad. So we'll start with the good. I was watching the the Blazers Hornets game yesterday.
Yep, watched it too.
And let me tell you, I thought we were watching Carmelo Anthony from about 15 years ago.
Dude, they should have done that earlier for him. I mean, he what did he have? 11 straight points, 14 straight points?
I know he made 4 or 5 in a row.
They were down Grosso 20-something late in the fourth, and then Melo just goes off, and I look down for 1 second. I'm editing, and I look back up at the screen, and they're down 9.
Vintage Melo?
Vintage. And he was doing the thing where, on the three-point line, the one dribble back.
Yeah.
Just like that shot. Like,
dude,
he was just comfortable with.
He had a run where he made like 4 straight threes, and then he got fouled on a 3, but they didn't call it.
And then that was game.
That was game.
He made another shot
Yeah, I think he knew because there's no way. It was like about a minute 50 left, I'd say, and there was just too much to come back from.
But they
it was
made
nice
a hard charge, and they needed him because Lillard was out. So you needed something there. But really got to give it to
I was
Melo.
impressed. Before we go to the Knicks, but I was impressed with the Hornets. I think they, like a lot of PJ Washington had a great game.
Yes.
He, and I didn't know he played for Penny Anthony Hardaway, and that's why he wears number 25.
And where, in high school?
In high school.
In high school, right.
And they have actually a couple players on that Hornets team that played for him in high school, and he wears 25 because that's what Penny wore in in college. So Anthony.
And like I said, you got to take the good with the bad. So I'm not going to let you off the hook this easy. And I didn't get much of a response over the weekend in the group chat. But how about the return of Mount Drummond with the Lakers upset win over the Jazz? Huge game, over 20 points, over 10 boards, and really was the difference, in that game. And I get it. The Jazz had guys out, of course.
Donovan Mitchell.
You come together.
Like their team.
You win a game like that. And like we know, all of these games are big for the Lakers, and AD is expected back at the end of this week, probably I think the Thursday game against Dallas. So nice to see Drummond get one big game in before he comes back. So I know you loved it, even though you're still gonna down talk Drummond, even though we just need him to be an interior presence. We don't need him to lead the team, but yet you still think it's not good enough.
I just don't dude. I mean, I just don't think
you just want to be tight.
I just don't think he's like I would rather have JaVale McGee, for example.
I'm honestly, I would too.
Right?
What do they call a volcano when it's like has zero chance to erupt anymore? It's like dormant.
Dormant,
yeah. That's Mount Drummond. Right?
Yeah.
Zero chance to erupt.
Nah. This is a tone thing. But you know what?
It's not.
Listen, we don't have enough time to talk about this, but
you better hope Anthony Davis is healthy when he comes back.
And Bronny,
as he keeps going off and plays a crucial role in the Lakers repeating this year, it's going to be brought up again, and I will not be shy about talking about these type of conversations. Yeah. He's going to play at least 25 minutes a game for sure.
I guarantee you, by the end of the playoffs, Marc Gasol is playing more.
I talked about it, last week. It's just we saw what a big difference Dwight made for them last year. He's so much better than Dwight was. It's not even funny.
I mean, I don't know, but dude, how How sick, Grosso, would have that poster have been of Dwight dunking on Aaron Gordon, dude?
Oh my god!
I sent him.
Dwight.
Did you hear? Did you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
10 years ago, Dwight would have slammed that in.
Oh,
but-
he's.
man,
you know what
that
I
was
think?
Or
close.
thrown it in.
You
Thrown it.
know what I
Yeah.
think he did it because I think he saw Aaron Gordon and like they're both like I'd say in the dunk history books,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And he's like, I want to like.
He saw that 50 on Aaron Gordon's chest and was like, I'm about to give you a 50.
He almost did it. He almost did it.
But
I was impressed.
Right.
We'll get to Mike's favorite segment here. The Knicks do win 122-112 in overtime over the Pelicans. 6 straight for the Knicks, 7-3 in their last 10. Julius, huge game, 33 points, 10 assists, 47 minutes. And how about D-Rose, 35 minutes off the bench, scores 23 points, 5 assists. Nice to see RJ have a nice bounce back game here, 18 points, 7 of 15 for the field. I mean, you have to love this effort.
I mean, dude, first of all, Julius Randle, player of the week this year. He's averaging 35, 8 and 6, I believe it is. I just want to say this right here, right now. At the rate, I don't even care. He should finish 5th in the MVP voting, in my opinion. People seem to forget what the Knicks have been the last 25 years, and we finally have a real star on our team, and he's put in the work. I think he deserves the 5th mention of MVP in the league, and then also hands down most improved player and second all NBA team, to be honest. Like, the dude is just so impressed me this season. I was very down on him in the beginning of the season, rightfully so. I feel like he hasn't really proven much, but I mean, dude, if there's one thing I can say is this Knicks team really just has that Mamba mentality, and it's not a joke. They're really doing it. I love the team. I love these guys, and I'm just so excited. I do want them to get the 7th seed though, because if they don't get the 7th seed, if they fall any higher, if they go any higher, they won't get Dallas's pick. So
Okay.
I really kind of want that pick. Make the playoffs. You're still in the playoffs, but I won't be mad if they finish 6th.
What happens to the pick if
I don't know, but I know
second
probably stays
rounder?
with the
But
original.
sometimes they go second rounder.
2 second
seconds.
rounders, but who wants that?
I don't want that. I want
No, I know. I'm saying that
Yeah.
would really screw them.
Yeah, and
Whose pick is it? Dallas?
Dallas
Dallas
is
for Porzingis.
It's going to be like a 20-something pick.
yeah.
But
If they do fall,
quickly was a 20-something.
yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not
No,
like
I'd want the pick.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially with the young. We're young, and I just want to like keep building that. But yeah, dude, I mean, just how can you not be impressed? 6 straight wins. I can't even recognize this team, honestly.
And Julius Randle, definitely all NBA selection by the end of this year. I mean, you'd have to name 6 forwards in the NBA that are better than him right now.
Mhm.
Kawhi, Giannis. After that, it's a toss-up.
Yeah,
It really is. I mean, you can give him serious consideration for MVP because,
Yeah.
like Mike said, the Knicks have been terrible for, I don't know, as long as I've been alive.
yeah,
I mean,
dude.
they've had
I
their
mean,
years,
yeah, and we
but
were
yeah,
too young for
terrible.
Ewing. We were
Yeah.
too young for that.
Yeah.
team.
But, they played great last night. A good win against the Pelicans. And Julius Randle versus Zion Williams has been like maybe my funnest matchup to watch. Zion's stronger, obviously. He's got better upper body
Yeah.
strength. We know how much of a freak Zion is.
Mhm.
But Randle's more skilled as
So
a basketball
skilled.
player, especially on the offensive end with his shooting and everything he brings. Randle's really leading this team to good places. I mean, I'd be scared to play this team in the playoffs.
Yes.
And, going down that last second shot to tie the game by Reggie Bullock, why did Lonzo Ball leave him?
I don't know. I have
mean,
no
it's kind of
idea.
like natural to protect the hoop. But
Yeah,
Derrick Rose is driving to the hoop. You're down 3.
yeah,
Just let him have a layup.
yeah.
2 points doesn't affect the game. And Lonzo Ball helps off a little bit. Bullock, corner 3. Nailed it.
And how about Stan Van gave it to us straight. We deserve to lose. When you do that, you deserve to lose.
Stan's an honest man. He doesn't hold back on his guys. And they did deserve to lose that game. They were up big in the fourth quarter. They blew it.
Now, do you guys like when it comes to fouling? When you're up, when you're up by 3, how do you feel about that in general? Do you think unless there's like a second left, you always do that or no?
Yeah, I'm always fouling. You gotta be careful about who's on the other team. Like if
Right.
James Harden's on the other
'Cause he's gonna
team,
do this.
he might get a 3 off.
And
like,
he'll make it.
Yeah,
yeah, like so you have to be a
Or
little
Curry,
careful, but
obviously.
Yeah, Dame.
Damn.
you're definitely trying to get that foul. as long as it's not an off-ball foul, like a 2 shots in the ball back or one of those kind of situations. But yeah, I'm fouling every time.
Well, why do you think teams or coaches hesitate to do this? Because you see it
They're
a lot.
scared. They're scared that they get that 3-point shot up. And
That's all. You think that's all it is?
Yeah.
yeah.
But I was gonna say, one thing I'm really impressed with the Knicks is offensively since the start of the season, like when Julius Randle wasn't in the game or was struggling or whatever, it was really tough for them to get points. And the way they're moving the ball right now, especially the last 6 games, dude, it's like it's almost Spurs-esque in terms of that extra pass. Everyone's looking for the extra pass, which is just something you really want to see in a young team that's developing their star players currently, to have that mindset that like the Golden State Warriors, for example, like they all came in together, they learned how to play together, and now they're all stars that play together. And they're so hard to beat.
And the only people they brought in were veterans that knew how to play the game. Remember, like Sean Livingston, David West, Andrew Bogut for the Warriors.
Yep.
The Knicks have some good guys, Derrick Rose being the main one, but Reggie Bullock's a good player. I know we kind of rag on him a little bit here, but I mean, he's a really solid player.
He's had one of his better years.
Yeah, he has.
As a 3-and-D piece, that's a good guy to have on your team with a bunch of young guys.
Yeah, yeah. And I have to say, too, I mean, I'm really impressed. When I saw these games on the schedule against the Pelicans, I honestly expected the Knicks to lose both just because I just didn't think they'd be able to keep up with them.
And hold on, Barnes. One other thing for you, bud. Nervous Nerlens is guaranteed the best backup big in the NBA. Who's better?
I mean,
Dwight.
I gotta. I would say Dwight. Yeah, definitely.
Dude,
and JaVale.
You're smoking something today.
Do you think JaVale's better than Nerlens?
Right now, I'm saying currently, right now.
No, I'm going to give it to Nerlens.
Do you see what he's dude? That block.
He held down Steven Adams last night.
Yeah, and on top of that, dude, blocking Ingram at the rim, close game, like almost breaks his left hand, stays in the game, like.
Yeah, no, Nerlens.
He's just playing hard, man.
I think I would rather have Hernan Gomez, honestly.
Don't disrespect me.
Yo, can you remember when like Knicks fans were like super stoked for him that first year?
He had a good run. You had to give it to him.
Speaking of blocks,
I hate. Sorry, go ahead.
How about Derrick Rose at the end of the game getting up?
Oh, for the shot. Yeah,
Bledsoe
dude.
had a chance to win that game at the last second.
And dude, I'm telling you, those are plays, dude, that carry further. You know what I mean? Those are those plays that like the young guys see, and then in the playoffs, quickly makes that block on someone. You know, first round, maybe upset game type thing. So. It's all impressive, man. And Sir Shaggy 24 says Coach Tibb installed defense, which they haven't had since the 90s teams. Their close games they were losing last year had no effort, which they now have.
Yeah, no, he's definitely
the
right.
effort is there every
sets
single
the
play.
tone, and defense is what separates you in the NBA. Everybody can score, but not everybody can play defense. And one other thing, before we move on here, I really hope that he stays healthy down the stretch and that Rose plays a big part in a playoff series or two for the Knicks because he was a guy, coming out. He had a chance to be one of the best players of his generation.
Yeah.
Now it's not even close to that. But if he could just have some, type of late career type of
heroics
story like this,
yeah.
and, he averages 30 in a series. I mean, what would be better than that?
I mean,
playing for his old coach.
I think the whole NBA world loves to see Derrick Rose succeed.
Yeah,
so I'm on board.
Yeah.
And you know what? I was watching him yesterday, and dude, he may not have the vert, right? The vert's not there, and you could see it,
Right.
But dude, his first step is still there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's he's blowing by these like 20-year-old kids like it's nothing. So it's just impressive to see Derrick Rose not give up and honestly develop his shooting at a time when he really needed to, because imagine, for example, these guys were compared when they were younger together. Imagine if Russell Westbrook is his decline, if he had that great of a decline like Rose did in the vert. Would Russell Westbrook even be in the league right now?
He'd be chilling with DeMarcus Cousins.
yeah, exactly. So he's an impressive player, and you're right, Barnes. Like he if there's anyone that deserves it, it's him to have that.
Yeah.
It speaks to his character too, because
Yeah.
a lot of teams we see, like the veterans who have injury history, just don't get contracts anymore. But Rose is playing every year is because it speaks to how he is in the locker room.
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, he talk about a leader. It's the kind of guy you want. He's not. His ego isn't there.
And it all turned around when he went to actually Minnesota to play for Tibbs, because he was on the Cavs and he literally just, didn't contribute anything.
Yeah, he barely even played games there.
And before he went to Minnesota, did he go to Utah before that? possibly?
I think he was
I
at the
remember
Knicks.
Yeah, he
But
did have
the
a stop at the
Knicks,
Knicks.
But I think it was the
had
Knicks.
a-
There was one team in between the Cavs and the Knicks. I thought.
I'll look.
I think there might have been some injuries involved in
Yeah.
there. I think Minnesota was when he finally
because he had the
came back to
50-point
himself.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just really impressive because it just, you look trajectory wise. I mean, it looked once he was with the Cavs doing that, he's going to be out of the league within a year. You would have thought.
Just these 5 teams: Minnesota, New York, Detroit,
Okay,
Cleveland,
so it
and
was
Chicago.
Minnesota after the Cavs then. Okay, that's what it was. And I guess 2 years, on Minnesota. So great, rebirth for him. And then, the other game from yesterday, how about the Heat? 109-107 over the Nets, and Jimmy Butler didn't play. I mean, I was really impressed with them. And Bam stepped up, 21 points, 15 boards, 5 assists, game-winning jumper at the buzzer. And this was after his coach, Eric Spoelstra, wanted to call a timeout. And he said, I got this, coach. I got this. Hits the game winner.
Love it.
Love Bam.
So love what Bam's done this year. Kendrick Nunn, another big game, 17 points. Dragic, who's really been up and down this year, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. You can't ask for much more than that. And then how about the fact that they were down 6 in the final minute and had a 10-2 run in the last minute?
I mean, the Heat are just like the Knicks in the sense that they're resilient. They never go away. They play hard every single play. I think even though Jimmy Butler didn't play in this game, I think he played a role because before the game started, he called out his whole team.
Yeah.
Pretty much called them all soft, said Bam needs to get to the rim more, and he did. But, I mean, this Heat team, for them to be successful, I think it rests on Goran Dragic.
Yeah.
And we saw most of his points came in the fourth quarter the other night. Last night. He led that charge, led that run.
Yeah.
Guys like Trevor Ariza and Iguodala, those veterans playing pretty good around him. But if Dragic was healthy last year, they had a chance against the Lakers. I'm not saying they would have won.
Yeah,
they had a chance.
They wouldn't have, but I understand the point. I
know what you're saying. But at the same time, Dragic is a guy that
he is. Yeah.
He can score, he can pass, he does a little bit of everything. He's unselfish. He knocks down the open 3. He can push it in transition. He can also slow it down. He's a versatile guy. He could do it. He could do it all, but he needs to be healthy.
And it's also just great to see Bam play well after the contract.
Yeah. You love to see that. And Dragic is a guy almost that, like, I could see him kind of having like a Rondo effect in the playoffs if he's healthy because he could score in bunches. He's a good floor general.
Yes, a great floor general.
And if you get 25 minutes a night out of him,
he
can play. He can play at his full speed.
So nice to see the Heat, snap that 3-game losing streak, without Jimmy, like we said. And then the other side of thing, I mean, I think this speaks to the vulnerability of the Nets. Durant gets injured again.
I have a theory.
Left thigh contusion.
I like Mike's theory.
And he only played 4 minutes. There's no timetable on when he's going to come back.
I'll tell you, right before the playoffs.
2 injuries. Kyrie goes 6-19 from the floor. Had 20 and 9, and they did get a big game out of Landry Shamet. 30 points, 7 and 12 from 3. Always liked him. He's a solid player.
Want to know something about Landry Shamet? Mm-hmm. He was drafted by the Sixers, and he literally just followed JJ Redick around that first year. He did exactly the same thing he did on the court. This guy was like molding his game to be exactly what JJ Redick was, and then they traded him for Tobias Harris. Yeah, that sucks, but
I mean,
I was loving Landry Shamet.
That's a good move though for them.
It did work out.
Yeah, Toby's the man.
But the reason why I'm skeptical, and like I've said all along, I don't think they're actually going to make the Eastern Conference Finals. I think it's going to be the Bucks and the Sixers, and I think there's a couple reasons why. And this isn't just like Mike with his Lakers.
I could
and
tell
Bucks talk.
by the tone.
But the first thing that comes to mind is
coming.
all 3 of these guys.
I wouldn't want to play Durant either, Barnes.
Of course, they're great. But they have had no floor time together. And it's just like, as good as you can be, you need to be comfortable with each other, know where people are going to be on the court. So that's number 1. Number 2, Durant is very quickly becoming extremely injury prone. I mean, he's had 3 injuries this year already.
This last injury, he got knee in the thigh. He got a bruise.
But he's injured. He's injured
He's
again.
not-
He
came out because he's Kevin Durant.
Yes.
How many games has he played this year?
Listen to me.
cares?
I'm telling
Who
you,
cares?
He's shooting like 65% from the field.
I mean, it doesn't matter how you get the injury. It matters in the fact that you're injured. And he can't play.
He hasn't.
15 games in a row.
Yes, thank you, Grosso. I'm telling you right now, everybody out there, Nets fans, have no fear. I got you. Even though I don't like you guys, but they're just, dude, Barnes. If you don't see it, You're blind.
No.
They're just. I'm telling.
He just doesn't want to.
They don't care about the regular. None of these guys. They'll even. I'll tell you this. I'll even say. I guarantee you, they'd be even cool with doing playing games. Honestly, they don't care, dude. And when they get to the playoffs,
and that's going to be reminded quickly in the playoffs when they don't care.
Dude, this is not Kawhi and Paul George. This is James Harden, Durant, and
Durant's going to come in a game one of the finals against the Lakers, go 15 for 21 from the field, score 47.
If he's even playing.
And
I think, honestly, the Knicks or the Heat could beat the Nets in the playoff round easily. Honestly, because I think those are teams. Those are well-coached teams. This isn't Steve Nash being called the head coach when he has no coaching experience, okay? So just watch out for it. And I didn't even get to my third point because Mike got a little too excited. But the other thing was Kyrie. He's such a wild card. He's really all about himself. He's not a team guy. So it's just not all roses in Brooklyn. Despite these guys being good, there's a lot of question marks.
I think there's a lot of smoke and mirrors coming from Brooklyn. I think they're not giving us everything for a reason, because once it happens,
it's easy to say when you can't stay healthy.
Do you not hear the words? Do you not hear the words that are coming out of my mouth?
So
they're just playing the game,
but we've seen these guys get hurt. They're not just resting; they're hurt.
No, they're just trying to get Nicholas Claxton and Bruce Brown, Landry Shamus,
get them ready.
Jeff Green.
Yeah, get these bums
you guys
ready.
are going to be playing in the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
We don't have to do anything, but
when you get the shot, make sure you freaking hit it.
But, I'm just excited to see, once these playoffs happen and these storylines play out, the tone that will change from the two of you guys. Because I'm telling you, you're in for an awakening, and the stuff that you don't want to happen will happen.
Kevin Durant is as healthy as he's ever been in his career. He's got a little bruise on his thigh right now.
He's as healthy as he's ever been.
Kyrie Irving is playing the best basketball in his career right now.
How is he as
James
healthy
Harden
as he
has
ever?
a little tweak in his hamstring.
How is he as healthy as he's ever been if he hasn't even played 30 games?
He's sitting out because he doesn't care.
Dude,
you see him on the sideline. He had a hamstring. It was a hamstring injury. He wouldn't be bouncing around on the sideline.
No, you don't miss a season and then want to sit out more.
Do you see what he does when he plays, though? He comes, he doesn't miss.
He gets injured. That's what I see.
He literally shoots over everyone, doesn't miss a shot.
If he's healthy,
he does whatever he wants.
He's great, but you can't guarantee the fact
I
that he's
can't
going to
wait.
stay healthy down the stretch.
Can the playoffs just come?
Seriously. Finals MVP, Kevin Durant.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
mark it in cement. Right?
It's hard to get the Finals MVP if you don't make it out of the second round.
I can't wait. Stop it, dude. I still think the Sixers are coming out personally, just because I think my boy Joel, my big man, and I've seen Joel Embiid play live when he was fat, Grosso, and
320.
Dude,
I mean, there's just literally no one who can stop him.
And before we get on to tonight's games, I'm just curious. So let's say we get, a second round playoff matchup between the Nets and the Knicks. Michael Theophil, who are you taking in the series?
I can't take the Knicks, dude. I'm literally telling you.
I'll believe it when I see it.
The Knicks.
Have you picked against the Knicks all season?
I don't think we.
It's actually a good question, but I
don't think they've had him matched up against Kevin Durant.
The Knicks. That's what I'm saying, dude. The Knicks. If they had Bradley Beal on this team, then I'd say 6-7, maybe win it. But dude, they're so freaking young, dude. Like the Knicks aren't. The Knicks have their. I even would say this. They're a year or two ahead of schedule right now, based off of this season.
I agree.
So I'm happy with that. But the Nets, dude, I hope they play Milwaukee, dude, in the first, second round. So you could see
banking.
Not even gentlemen sweep.
Spanking.
Who's guarding those, dude? When they've played together, aren't they like undefeated? One loss, maybe?
The 9 minutes that they played together?
You're exaggerating.
Look, I'm curious how has it even been 10 games? I feel like it hasn't.
I think it's been 9 games.
They went on a 9-game win.
9 games, and we're convinced this team's just going to run through the playoffs. They haven't even played with each other, and they have the biggest diva in the whole league, Kyrie, who might just want to chill for the first round of the playoffs.
Biggest diva next to LeBron.
Next to LeBron. Okay. Kawhi and Kyrie will always be the biggest divas in NBA history.
When was the last time Kawhi Leonard missed a playoff game?
When
was the last time Kawhi Leonard missed a playoff game?
How about just play a season and stop worrying about Uncle Dennis? How about that?
Is that his name, Dennis?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And honestly, I'm almost as tight as the two of them that I am the Yankees right now. So But of course, we'll see how it plays out. And on to tonight. And we actually have a great matchup. Really, 2 games, but this game really stands out. Of course, just looking at the records. The Suns are visiting the Bucks, and we had this matchup back on February 10th. It was a classic. Suns won 125-124. And the Suns have been great all season, but we talked about it before. Coming off that big blowout loss to the Spurs on Saturday, everybody played. It's not like they were missing somebody. That really caught me by surprise.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mark it down to like shit like that happens in the NBA.
Right. I mean, they lost to the Timberwolves earlier this year, but yet they're 40-16.
Yeah,
so
they're not. The Timberwolves are not a better team,
Right.
But I think the Suns are going to bounce back in this game. Dante DiVincenzo is not playing for Milwaukee, and he's a big key to stop a team that has a lot of guards. Obviously, Chris Paul and Devin Booker are the key, they drive the Suns here.
Yeah.
So with him out, Drew Holiday can't guard both of them. I expect big games out of both Chris Paul and Devin Booker. I think the Suns are going to make up for that blowout loss against the Spurs.
Yeah.
And I think the Suns come out on top on the road against the Bucks.
Yeah.
And you know how they're going to stop Giannis? They're going to play a 1-2-2 zone.
Yeah, dude.
That's all you got to do against Giannis.
I don't get why you love him so much, Barnes.
I don't get why you hate him so much.
I don't actually hate him.
I don't hate him. He just can't win the playoffs.
Exactly. And I love Giannis. I've actually been a day one Giannis fan, but I just don't think he's as great as
I just don't get, like, when you say they can't win in the playoffs, it's like, isn't it his 7th year in the league and he's 26? Like, what is there to say that he's never going to win in the playoffs?
They lost to Miami in the first round last year.
But that's last year. This is this year.
Oh, that's funny. How
We're
you
talking
say that.
about the playoffs, though. The playoffs haven't happened this year. They only happened last year and the year before.
I mean, dude, but there hasn't been a million other players in the NBA that have had no success early and then won championships. So
Yeah, but dude,
when
do
you're
you
the best
watch
team in
him
the
play,
East,
dude?
They win 60 games in the regular season.
He can't shoot, dude. If you can't create for yourself if you can't come up and pull up, they're not winning until he learns how to shoot a basketball. That's it.
That's how significantly better Kevin Durant is than Giannis, and that's like the second best player and like maybe the 4th best player in the NBA.
Yeah,
there's that big of a gap because Giannis can't score.
If and when Giannis can shoot, dude, he's the best player in the game, better than LeBron.
If that happens,
right now, if LeBron was 22, we could talk something else, but right now he'd be better if he could shoot.
Yeah, I mean, I just think this Bucks team is going to be a lot tougher of a matchup for teams in the playoffs than you guys think, and especially because Holiday, he missed a lot of time, but he really adds another dimension to their team. And I think they're deep. They have tons of shooting, guys that can play defense, and some veterans, some younger guys. And I just think it's a good mix. And it's just like, even in this game, I mean, there's no way that the Suns are going to blow them out here if they win. I think this is going to be a tough game, and I think this zone on Giannis. I mean, I don't know if that's really a guaranteed to win to work, because it's okay,
it's worked.
You're gonna double team him, but he has tons of shooters.
Then how come they haven't gotten out of the playoffs, the first, second round?
That's all they do in the playoffs.
That's what they do.
They haven't had this team.
That's a lie, dude. They've had such great teams, dude. They've been.
That's the only difference.
What's the difference, Drew?
He's not that much better than Eric Bledsoe.
He wasn't.
He
is better, but he's not that much better.
He's so much better.
He's not gonna take them over the hump, dude. I'm telling you, it's on Giannis. Middleton, I'm sorry, great player. There's so many, like you said, there's so many great players, but you need your star to be that star. And if Giannis isn't gonna do it, who's gonna do it? Drew Holiday is gonna win you the NBA championship.
No, but the collection of guys stepping up. You have Middleton.
Your
and Holiday
star
are
has to be
very
able to
good
get you
2 and
wins.
3 games.
Yeah,
if your star can't get you wins and get you buckets, you're not winning in the playoffs.
I mean,
I love
getting
Giannis,
him
dude.
wins this season. They're 35.
They won like 60-something games the past few years.
Yeah,
they always
dude.
win.
And I want don't get me wrong, I want Giannis to succeed. I want him to. First of all, he's from Greece. Not really, but technically. And that's I got a little bit Greek in me. I like the guy. All right, so, and he's great story and all that, but dude, just basketball common sense right now. You cannot not say that he will win a championship without a jumper. Or if not, if he doesn't get a jumper, then like Grosso always says, week in and week out, play him at big, play him as a center. Just move him to the center and make him be a center. Post game, set screens, pick and roll, all that. He'd be way better.
Screen. Who's going to guard Giannis in a screen and roll situation?
No one.
When he rolls to the hoop?
It's over.
That's the scariest thing I've.
Who is he? I would say he's the most athletic player in the league right now.
Oh yeah,
hands down.
At 6'11", 240, whatever he is,
jumps out of the gym.
Yeah, no one's scarier than him.
But and just really, looking at looking at this game. I mean, the Suns, they're honestly, besides the Lakers, just as far as teams to watch, they're probably my favorite team to watch in the league. I love the talent, love what they've been doing. I do think it is a tough matchup, even though the Bucks have actually lost 4 straight home games. They're still, overall 18-9 at home. So I think it's just a tough place to play. And I think the whole thing is you have to look at here too is if you can lose to the Spurs, if you can lose to the Timberwolves, you could clearly lose to the Bucks. So that's why, and that combined with the fact that the Bucks have lost 4 straight at home, just makes me actually say that the Bucks are going to win this in a close game. And I think, the last game was a 1-point game. This could be easily another 1-point game. And I'm really excited to watch this matchup.
Yeah, I'm excited for this game too. I picked the Suns, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout. This game's going to go down to the wire. Booker with the game winner.
Wow.
Lock of the night.
I love it.
The Yankees kind of killed the lock of the night. But
poor Yankees.
What's your prediction as far as like the spread here, Mike, is like how close or not close it's going to be?
I'm going a different route. I just think I don't know, man. I think it's going to be like a 15-point win.
Okay. And do they pull ahead late or control it the whole way?
I think it's like a Milwaukee will make a late run type thing and make it close, free throws type thing. And it's like it's going to be a closer score than it was. Do you know what I mean? Type of thing.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
And then, the other game tonight, which I think is a very good matchup, maybe not as good as this previous game, but still pretty good. We got the Memphis Grizzlies 29-26, traveling to Denver, play the Nuggets. So obviously,
can we see Bol?
Obviously a tough test. Anytime you go to Denver with that altitude, I think that always gives them a big advantage.
Yeah.
Grizzlies,
true.
Have been hot though. They've won 7 out of 10, 2 straight. And I keep talking about it, but Valanciunas has been on fire. Dude.
I think he's listening to you.
His last 10, over 20 points, over 12 boards. And Ja, is in this struggling mode right now. He's
sophomore
been held
slump. It's okay.
Under 20, 4 straight games. And the Grizzlies, with this hot stretch, they are 8th in the West. They're a half game behind Dallas. But I think it is important for them to avoid that playing game because I think they could easily lose in that situation.
Denver, you mean?
No, the Grizzlies. I think Denver will avoid that.
Yeah,
but Denver, they've been hot as well. 8 out of their last 10, but that Murray injury, we still haven't seen enough time go by here. How that is going to affect them, down the stretch, and it's a very question. How do they overcome that?
Yeah, and I think that Jamal Murray injury is very interesting for this team because, like Mike said, where's Bol? Well, this is what you could do. You could play Jokic at point guard, like a legit point guard, and put Bol in as a big guy. And now you're going to have 4, maybe even 5 guys on the floor there, 6'8", 6'9", and above.
Yeah.
How does the other team get any boards?
Seriously.
Yo, remember when they did that in the summer?
Yeah, they did. In the summer league, they did it. At the same time, though, they're going up against the Grizzlies. Who's guarding Ja Morant?
Right.
Who's guarding Dylan Brooks and these guards who can move? I want to see that happen tonight where, the Grizzlies go out with a smaller lineup with Morant and all the speed, and the Nuggets have Jokic at point guard playing more of a slow game and just watch 2 totally different
You think he would
teams
guard
go
Ja
at it.
or no?
It might. Aaron Gordon might be your best bet to guard Ja
there you go.
at that point. Maybe Michael Porter, but no, Jokic would probably break some ankles.
And speaking of Jokic, I mean, what do you think he needs to do down the stretch to, win the MVP?
Go on like a 10-game win streak.
You know what? I think he just needs to hold fort.
Yeah.
He's number 2 in my eyes still. I think he's behind Embiid.
Yeah.
Granted, Embiid finishes the season healthy.
Yeah.
But if he keeps this team at the 4 seed,
or 3, gets to 3, top 3.
If he gets up to 3, that'd be pretty special. If he keeps at the 4 seed, they have a game and a half over the Lakers. The Lakers have injuries. Portland 2.5 games behind the Lakers, so you don't see really them catching them. Denver's got to, what we said about the Lakers, play at least 500 basketball and just kind of hold on to that 4 spot. And hopefully they don't get matched up with the Lakers first round that are healthy. But
I really like this Denver team, and I do think that while it is definitely a pretty decent sized loss, I don't think the Murray loss is going to be as much as everyone thinks. just because Jokic is so great. He does everything for the team, all facets of the game. And then Michael Porter Jr., I really like what I've seen out of him lately.
Yeah.
He's developed a lot of consistency with that three-point shooting. And I like the other guys on the team. I like Barton. I obviously the one guy I don't like is Capazzo. I don't know. Understand that
He won't be playing when the playoffs come, but
and then I think Aaron Gordon. I think that was a big get for them.
yeah, that was a great addition. And Aaron Gordon pretty much replaced who they lost in free agency last year, Jeremy Grant,
Right.
a 6'8" wing who shot 40% from three and
Right.
could guard literally everyone. And the Nuggets have really missed out on that this year.
Yeah.
And I'm going to agree with you 100% regular season wise.
Yeah.
But when the playoff comes, they need Jamal Murray. They need the guy who can score with the ball in his hands. It's kind of like why we're knocking Giannis, because he can't score with the ball in his hands. Jokic can't either. So they need that guard. They need that Jamal Murray to put up 50 like he did in the playoffs last year and lead that team. Michael Porter Jr. is great, but at 20, 21 years old with no real playoff experience, I don't trust him yet.
Right.
But he is a great young player.
But who do you like in this game tonight? I mean, who do you think is going to be playing point guard?
For the Nuggets?
Yeah.
Is Monte Morris still hurt?
Oh, no, he is back. So they'll probably just go with him. There's no way they can start Capazzo.
Yeah, no. I mean, otherwise it would be Barton. But
Yeah.
but once this team gets it past half court, it's into Jokic's hand.
Right.
So he's really your half court point guard. It's about just getting out in transition. Who's going to have the ball in transition? We know Jokic can do that. He's pretty slow, but between Morris, who's one of the best assistant
I
turnover
really
ratio.
like Monte Morris.
Monte Morris is a great player. If he was bigger and had a better, I don't know, a little more athletic, he'd be a great player in this league. But he can hold it down while Murray's out for now. And Barton's another guy. Barton can handle the ball. So,
and you think any part of Jeremy Grant regrets not taking the Nuggets deal over the Pistons? Same money.
Same money.
He wanted to
Denver.
play a bigger role. That was the
That was the
story
thing.
out there.
I mean,
Which he has played a bigger role, but
he's having a good season. But the Pistons have the third worst record in the NBA. I mean, he's making $20 million a year.
yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, I'd rather, if it was me personally, I want to be on the Nuggets than
Right.
than on the
But
Pistons,
maybe he thinks just moving forward, this sets him up to be recognized as higher up on the chain of command as far as players in the league, and will set him up for a bigger contract down the road.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of thought he messed up by leaving, because I think he could have had that in Denver. I think
I don't know if they would have gotten Gordon.
They wouldn't have. They wouldn't have needed him. He is Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
So like we said, both teams are out here, and I'll start with you, Grasso. Who do you got in this game and why?
I think Denver's going to win at home. I don't know. I think they'll have more firepower tonight. I think Jokic will have a big game. I don't know. I don't have too much faith in the Grizzlies in this game.
What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, Grizzlies, no bueno, sir. I'm going to go Nuggets, and I'm going to get probably like 3 for 3 from Bull. From threes.
I have to agree with you guys. I think the Nuggets in a blowout, and we know if it's a blowout, Bull will get it going from deep.
Dude.
It really is like the most entertaining part of the NBA, honestly, seeing him in the game.
Dude, for those minute or two, it's ridiculous how much he puts up and scores, and like so efficient.
The thing I guess there's really no way to know, but I do wonder what value the organization puts on him. Like if they're as high on him as we are.
I really believe that they are.
And they know that they got like kind of a hidden gem.
Yeah, because he's not, as much as we love him, I don't think he's going to help the team win a championship right now. Like he's there with Michael Porter Jr. as like the two cogs for the future with Jokic and Murray, because those guys are both really young too.
Yeah.
It's going to be about like getting Barton and the rest of those guys out of there eventually. But another note that why I think the Nuggets are going to win, Grizzlies are going to be without Brandon Clark tonight.
Okay.
Another one of those big, lanky guys. He's not that big, but, he plays big, lanky, athletic. He can at least, hold his own against some of those bigger guys that Denver has. But with him out, Jonas is the lone big man. Him and Xavier Tillman, who are both slow big men.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to struggle guarding.
Yeah. No, I definitely see that. But definitely looking forward to watching these games as well as the other games around the league. And, of course, we'll recap it tomorrow. And then just also, over the weekend, we did, like we talked about, the RBC Heritage at Hilton Head. And Stuart Sink ends up winning it. The first round
Good
leader
for him.
carries it all the way through. Very rarely do you see a 72-hole, all the way through. Same leader, 47 years old. This is his second win this season after winning in Napa at the Safeway earlier this year. So after he goes 11 years without a win, at 47, he gets 2 wins. And this is actually his 3rd title in this tournament. So really just stole the show and, started out with those 263s. And then I think he only went 3 under the rest of the weekend, but it didn't matter.
Who cares? You shot 63 2 days in a row. You're pretty good.
And it was funny. I have to say, I was questioning it a little bit just because Morikawa at the beginning of the day yesterday, 4 shots back. So never know what he could do, but he went 1 over par. So that was definitely, interesting to see over the weekend. And this week we'll have the Zurich Classic in TPC, Louisiana. So, as we get closer there, we'll recap, who's in the field, who's not. And then also too, over the weekend, I did have a couple rounds at Oxford Greens.
Let's see.
There
Did
was
you break
some
100
improvement.
bonds?
We didn't break 100, but I did tell you guys, on average, I was probably over 120 at this course. So
right.
very tough. In the first round on Saturday, I did get a birdie, first birdie of the season.
Okay.
So happy about that. But went 58 for a 116. So, but better than usual there. These greens are nuts. They literally have it where you have a 5-foot putt. If you miss it, it rolls all the way down a hill and you're chipping again off of a putt, which is insane. So, 116, wasn't too happy with that, but came out yesterday and we improved by 9 shots, had 2 pars and a chip-in par on number 2, the par 3.
That.
So
there you go.
We'll take a 107 there any day of the week, and I think we're just going to keep trending upward, and I can't wait. I'm definitely going to go lessons this year and get that driver back into play because I had to tee off with my 5-iron. I'm only getting 210, 215 with that.
See kids never give up.
Yeah,
exactly.
9 strokes one day.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking forward to our upcoming, round with all of us. And we'll definitely be, scheduling that soon with the weather getting so great.
Yes,
I mean, it's just so nice outside. And we'll keep you posted with all of that. And before we close out here, anybody else have any other, sports topics, anything else they want to add?
Sixers Warriors tonight. I'm interested to see who scores more points, Steph Curry or Joel Embiid.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
It'll be fun.
Yeah,
Sixers are going to kill them though.
And we should maybe just talk a little bit about Jake Paul.
Your boy, huh?
I can't.
Is he going to fight McGregor?
No, McGregor's boy. Who's an actual fighter right now. Like the dude he fought isn't even legit, honestly. And also, there's a bunch of footage coming out showing him, the guy who got knocked out. I can't remember his name right now.
Ben Askren.
Mm-hmm. Smiling and laughing after the fight. And a lot of people are wondering, did he just, take the punch to get the big payday? So I hopefully that
I'll take a punch for however many millions.
Couple mil, it's a couple mil, and but I can't wait till like a real fight, like till he does a real fight, not a celebrity boxing match, and we show the difference,
like a real UFC fight, right?
A real UFC boxer. I mean, a real UFC fighter boxing. Or a real boxer. I don't want a celebrity boxing match. I want a real boxing match.
Yeah, I want a real fight.
Yes.
Either a boxing match in the ring or in the cage, full UFC.
Yeah.
If you win that, then
respect.
Yeah.
You're legit.
And then also just a couple.
He's in great shape.
A couple quick notes I forgot to add here. So we did have Alex Smith officially announce his retirement. So props to him. What he did last year, coming back, almost
so much
dying
respect for him.
On the surgery table. So really, wish him well and whatever he wants to do, just enjoy life with his family.
He's going skiing with his dad, his kids, and his wife.
Nice.
He was saying that on ESPN.
And he's a guy almost like Rose, who, except it wasn't so much injury, to later in his career, with the poor performance early, seemed like an automatic bust, getting picked over Aaron Rodgers and everything, really carved out a solid career.
Yeah.
Great career when you look back at it. What did he play? 16 seasons, I think.
Yeah.
And a lot of success. He's the only quarterback to have 40 wins in both the NFC and in the AFC.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So solid career for a bust.
Yeah, absolutely. And then also Alden Smith, there's a warrant out for his arrest. I mean, how many times is this guy going to get arrested?
I thought he was doing good for the past couple years and like on the right track again, but I think he's been like
kicked out of the NFL like 5 times now.
Yeah. So the
Poor guy.
Seahawks, we're looking forward to having him, be part of their pass rush, but that is very questionable at this point. And then also we did have the #1 high school recruit committing to Gonzaga. So, props to Mark Few over there. He just has built a great program, and hopefully
This puts him over the top. Yes.
yeah, I mean, because Jalen Suggs, who just entered the draft, he was their first top 100 recruit. Now, obviously, this is their first #1 overall recruit. So I really want to see them do it. It would be a great story, and I think he's arguably the best coach in America. So he deserves it.
And you're going to see Jalen Suggs go probably top 4, maybe top 3 in the NBA draft. So when you have recruits see a guy go that high out of Gonzaga, it's like, okay, I can go to Gonzaga and get picked top 3 too.
And I mean, depending on how the finish, if the Warriors get the Timberwolves picks, we could see him in Golden State. That would be interesting, huh?
Jesus.
That'd be a good fit too.
And speaking of drafts,
Golden State could be scary.
A week away.
Almost a week away. Well, it will be next week, but obviously a week from Thursday.
Yeah.
So very close. And they are saying, one other thing before we close out here, there have been talk Mac Jones going to the Niners. Now it seems like they're going to go Justin Fields, which is, I think, 100% a better pick.
Yeah, I do too. I got a little hot take here. I think Trey Lance is the best quarterback to come out of this class.
Wow.
When it's all said and done. I don't know.
I like it.
It's just my hot take.
Yeah.
Like it.
Well, I mean, he came from that no-name school.
Where Carson Wentz went, North Dakota State.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he threw 28 touchdowns, no interceptions, and ran for over 1,000 yards.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I think people are sleeping on him. I mean, he's the son of a former NFL player. I mean, he does all the work. He's humble. I think he's got all the time. He's got the arm. He's got the legs.
Right.
I got a lot of confidence.
And it is one of those things, back in the day, you could write off guys because they went to small schools, didn't face top competition.
Yeah.
But after what Josh Allen has done coming out of Wyoming,
Josh Allen,
I don't think we can really have that type of mindset
And even
anymore.
Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech did not look like a star quarterback.
Couldn't even
for
have a
NFL.
winning record.
No.
Yeah.
Some of the passes he was throwing at Texas Tech were awful.
Right.
So I think Trey Lance even comes in more polished than Mahomes.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's going to be better than Mahomes.
Yeah, because, North Dakota State, they have a dynasty there. They're probably better than half the teams in the top tier of Division I. Just the way they've built their record is impeccable over the past 10 years. So a lot of interesting stuff going on in the world of sports, but that's going to do it for today. And I want to thank everyone for joining us. Continue commenting, liking, subscribing. We'll see you tomorrow.